Here we have a new 2023 Chevrolet Camaro. This one comes in a coupe in the 3LT trim level. You get black on adrenaline red perforated leather interior. And the powertrain consists of a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. And then this one also has the RS package. But coming around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. And the lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up, but about time for an update, I think, for the Camaro, but they're trying to get rid of it. We'll see how that goes. This may be the final year, but hopefully they'll bring it back soon as an electric vehicle. But 20-inch aluminum wheels here. Love that forged look. Then we get the Brembo front brakes. But I love how everything is blacked out, and then you have the red calipers there. Passive keyless entry on the front. Power door lock controls are here. Memory seat functions, hit set and then set the setting you want to have it on. And then power mirror controls are here. You can turn them on and off, pick a side and adjust using this dial. And then we have one-touch automatic up and down windows on both sides. And then a release for the trunk right there. No bottle holder in the door. We do get a Bose sound system. Heads-up display controls. We can control how high or low it is, the info on there and the brightness. And then here we can adjust the brightness for the actual gauge cluster. And then a manual tilt telescope steering wheel. Hood release. And there we have the power driver's seat. And there is the back seat there. And there's your wireless charging pad. But a huge shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below to it in the description. Now with the RS package, we do get the LED tail lamps. And this is your standard exhaust here. I love the dual mode exhaust that's offered, so I would definitely recommend going with that. But there's your trunk space. Decent size, especially for a small coupe. And then underneath here, you got fuse box, little storage. But we'll take a quick look underneath the vehicle. And there's your exhaust system there. But coming around to the gas cap, fuel filler. This will take regular with no issue. But front passenger seat, pretty much same adjustability as the driver's side, which is great. And then a lockable glove compartment here. But if you ever want to fold this seat down, just pull up here. And then when the seat belts are on now, but let's do this. Then you can run longer objects through. And if the seats are up far enough, this will pretty much fold flat. And pretty easy to snap it back into place. But before we look underneath the hood, let's take a quick look at this window sticker. You all can pause anywhere you need to get a closer look. And then this sticker's right at $43,480. And the driver's seat is an 8-way power and the passenger seat 6-way. But coming back to the hood, there's that V6. But now let's go ahead and hop back in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. We can heat that. Touch of a button. But over to the radio, I believe this is an 8-inch screen. We get AM, FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth audio. We have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility, a Wi-Fi hotspot, Ambient lighting, love having that, so we can adjust the colors. And then it'll change on the door panel there. So there's red, and then there's green. So you can adjust all that as you want to. And then dual zone automatic climate controls, we can either use the screen here, or we can use the buttons down below. And then we have our 3-stage heated cooled seats for the driver, front passenger there. And again, fan direction, all that can be controlled. You power the whole system down, AC, fan speed, and then temperature is adjusted there. Again, if you don't want to use the screen. And if you want to set your presets, just hold. You have several different preset maps there, so you don't just have 6, you have more than that. And then settings here, if you want to change your time, date, language, and then pretty easy to connect your phone, add that, and then connect it through your wireless device, and then it'll ask you if you want to set up the wireless CarPlay, Android Auto while you're in there. That's where all the settings are. This is volume. You can click there for mute and then hold it to power the whole system down. And then backup cameras there. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Now you could turn the guidelines on and off by touching that on the screen. Hazards are right here. And then for the shifter, pull the lever, reverse, neutral, drive. Slap over here, you can manually shift, and it'll show you in the bottom right corner of the digital gauge cluster what gear you're in. You can use the paddle shifters as well if you don't want to flop shift there. But traction control toggles here. You can go through your drive modes. You have 3 of those: snow and ice, tour, and sport. Then an electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Then the cup holders are here, and I like the ambient lighting is there as well. And center console cubby space, we have a 2 USB-A ports and an aux input in there, then an SD card reader too. And then we have our rear camera mirror, and we can toggle that on and off by flipping the switch behind the mirror. And then dome lights are here. And then sunshade, we can slide this back one touch, and then shut it back as well. Quick look at the back seat from up here. And then going back to the steering wheel, blinkers are there, high beams on and off, we can flash there. Corners, auto, you can turn the auto mode on and off by doing that. And then right side, windshield wiper controls, so one time, intermittent, low, high, and we can adjust the intermittent here. And then we can pull up for the front wiper fluid. And then we can go through our track list or radio station favorites here. And it'll show you on the screen there. And then volume controls are here. Gap adjust for the forward collision alert right there. And then cruise control toggle there. I love how the windshield wiper fluid smells like Listerine here. Just noticed that. And then right side, voice recognition, Bluetooth control. This also serves as a mute button. And then we can go through our gauge cluster using these 4 arrows, as well as a select button here. So this is the info page. So I like having this up where I can see fuel economy. And then you can adjust what you see by going down here. And then you can also change your units from US to metric there. And then change the display theme, and then info pages. That's where you go in there and you can turn this off, and it'll show you what's on where that left side is indicated blue. So like that's not on, it's gray there, that's on, it's blue. And then you can go through a bunch of stuff for your performance and info pages. So performance pages here, oil temperature, oil pressure, battery voltage, just a few of the things you can look at. And again, you can adjust those as you see fit. Heads up display is there. Again, you can change the info. But push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next we're gonna go ahead and take this Camaro 3LT out on the road for a quick test drive. So starting the test drive in the Camaro here, I like the V6. I had a 2012 that had the 3.6 liter V6, but I believe that just had a 6-speed automatic, so love the 10-speed in these. But this is just a pretty durable engine. You see a lot of 3.6 liter V6s going 150, 200,000 miles, and they're a lot easier to work on as opposed to the V8 or the turbo, I think. But I mentioned earlier the multi-mode exhaust, or it might be a dual zone, I can't remember, but, or dual mode, excuse me. I like that exhaust because in sport mode, it sounds so good. It sounds very good. And this exhaust is a lot better than the beehive sound you used to get in the older V6s, but still, I just like the dual mode better. But we'll give it a little throttle here. It still has a similar sound in my opinion, but just sounds beefier. And I'll show you just what the sport mode does. It just keeps the revs higher based on throttle response. I'm not gonna test it out because there's not a lot of fuel in here. But cruising down the interstate here, you can expect to get 29 miles per gallon. And then 18 city, so that's another plus of having the V6 over the SS. But even with these 20s on, ride quality is pretty good. One thing I've always liked about Camaros, even in mine, it wasn't overly terrible, I guess, driving down the interstate on longer journeys. So again, it's a sports suspension and it drives like a sports car, but it doesn't necessarily feel like, let's say, the Camaro 1LE does. Now for the price point of this 3LT, $44,000, almost $44,000 is a lot of money in my opinion, but for what you get, especially in a General Motors vehicle, it's a pretty solid deal there. Now obviously you can get a Kia or a Hyundai sports car equivalent, maybe even a Honda for cheaper, but Mustang, Challenger, Camaro, they're all gonna be around the same price, I think, for something equipped like this. Now you can get a Challenger a lot cheaper, getting an SXT or a GT blacktop, but I feel like you just get, I mean, you get heated, cooled seats, a sunroof, all of that. It's pretty spot on with the competitors for that price point. And I do like the driving dynamics of the Camaro better than the Mustang, and especially the Challenger. Now I think the Challenger is cool because it's a big vehicle. It feels big, it drives big, but it's fast. But the Camaro feels more agile, it looks more agile, even though it is pretty heavy as well. It's a pretty solid sports car, I think, just all the way around. And of course we have cylinder deactivation as well. So I'm only on 4 cylinders now and I'm getting 42 miles per gallon. So another plus of having the V6. Now I believe the V8 will do that too. I'm not 100%, but again, for the money, pretty solid option compared to the Challenger, the Mustang, even other competitors that are kind of not necessarily direct competitors. But again, I just like the looks here the best. I like the driving dynamics the best, and I feel like maybe it's just because I've had a Camaro before. I like how this drives compared to everything else. but a good option if you're in that sports car realm, don't necessarily want a V8, don't necessarily need a V8, I should say. You can save yourself $10,000, $15,000 compared to something else. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2023 Camaro 3LT Coupe.